Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Alexis, and today we are doing another story time. Today's story time is going to be about the time I almost got to fighting at a concert. And while I'm telling this story time, I'm going to be redoing the edges of my hair because I haven't had my baby yet. My hair is growing too fast, and so I need to redo the edges. So that's what I'm going to do during this story time. Without further ado, let's get started. So I just want to start off by saying, you guys, I am not a braider at all. I just be doing stuff to my hair. I won't have to pay anybody. And I don't have anyone who I know who can braid my hair. And so we're just going to be, don't do too much on me. This is not a tutorial. This is me just talking while I'm doing my hair. This story time take place around 2022. And this was right after I had my son. He was exactly 3 months. I was breastfeeding him at the time. I want you to know that. When you breastfeed, you got to pump your breast every about 3 to 5 hours. Otherwise, you're gonna, your breast is gonna hurt really bad and feel like a rock. Some background to before we went to the concert, it was me and my sister who was going. And we had decided to buy the all-exclusive ticket. It wasn't expensive. And to meet the celebrity that we went to see, well, I'm gonna just tell y'all, it was Lotto. And to get front row. Me and my sister got ready, and the event started at around 4. And we got there around 11 or 12. We got there really early. The meet and greet was early. Yeah, the meet and greet was supposed to start at 12, and the concert started at 4. So we waited in line. I don't even want to get in detail about the concert itself. It was unprofessional. I'm going to say that because we didn't start the meet and greet until about almost 5. So we were waiting outside for that long. Once everything got started though, once they started letting people in the building and started the meet and greet, everything was going like that. Since me and my sister paid the most, we weren't the only people who paid for the meet and greet, but there was only a handful of us who paid it was VIP tickets. We got in first. We had area that we waited. We got bag and we got a shirt. We met Lotto, and then we got to the front. Me and my sister so excited and stuff like that. After a while, we noticed general admission is coming in. A lot of people are starting to pile in, and it's getting very, very crowded. It was VIP, and then it was some silver thing that they could have gotten, and then it was general admission. They only paid $25. We paid it was between $150 to $200. It was a good amount. It wasn't that expensive though. And we noticed general admission coming in, but as they're coming in, they're trying to push their way to the front. Me and my sister, we are wearing heels because we bad baddies. I'll say that. We're not dressed to fight or nothing like that. We're dressed to look pretty and look good. People are pushing to go to the front, holding our ground in a way. And I remember me and my sister got into it with a couple of different people who were just trying to basically act like they didn't see us and turn up and get in front of us. They were being very passive about it too. They weren't just up front trying to get in front. They were I'm gonna give you a prime example. There was this one dude who was with a whole bunch of girls, and he was bigger than most girls. He was hey, 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 and he would bump into you and use his elbow to hey in front of you. And the girls would kind of use that to get in front of you. And so we, and we'll bump back into him to bump him back behind us because we paid more to see her up close. The concert, it was there was a people who, openers or whatever, they came out and they did their thing. Kaya, Kai, something like that. She made that song, Yeah, she performed. I remember that. Dude who made the song, let me see if you can walk. He performed. and 2 other people performed, but I didn't even know them. I didn't know a single song of theirs. After they performed, it took forever for Lotto to come out. So by then, me and my sister, we were like, people started to leave because the concert, we were thinking that if it started at 4, it was gonna be over around at least 12. It was pushing like 11:30, and Lotto was not. Well, I wouldn't even say 12. It was getting really late, and Lotto wasn't even there, like outside. She haven't performed, she haven't opened nothing. My sister was debating if we wanted to just leave because, mind you, y'all, I told y'all I was breastfeeding, and so my breasts were like rocks at this point. Like, if I might insert a picture. When I took my picture with Lotto, since it was so late, my breasts were already rocks by then, and I had to cover it up with an emoji, and you could just tell. I don't know if I'm gonna insert the picture or not because it's very, very embarrassing. By then, it's 12 o'clock. I haven't pumped at all, so just picture some hard rocks sitting on my chest. I'm a little annoyed, and my feet hurting. We're wearing heels. We did not bring any sandals or nothing like that. And I was debating if I wanted to take my shoes off. And the floor was getting like, the building that they had the concert at was not a good building. Like, it was wet on the floor and it was leaking. It was very hot. And people were like spilling their drinks. And so I was like, I'm not. I'd rather just be suffering with my toes looking ugly at night than me stepping on this nasty floor. Fast forward to when Lotto finally comes out. I want to say it took her until like 1 or 2 o'clock to come out. But when she did, of course, everybody's going crazy. Everybody's screaming and stuff like that. But there's this one drunk person who you kind of can hear above everybody else. I didn't realize it was her at the time, but it was her. I just had a phone call and I did literally like the whole front half of my hair. And so I'm about to start on the second row. The girl was, she was louder than everybody else in the club, and I think she was like really drunk, but she was tall. She wasn't wearing no heels or nothing. And she was trying to bump into me to get past me. And just like anybody else, I was shoving her back, and she didn't like that. She was making slick comments. Like, she was like, who the world she thinks she pushing? But not to me. She wasn't saying it to me. She was saying it to her friends or whoever. I'm not even sure if they came together. She was just saying it to someone else. I didn't say nothing because she didn't direct it to me, and she had, tried to move me again. And so once again, I like put my arm over her to get her to stay back. And that second time I did it, she said like, stop moving your arm on me. And I just looked back at her, gave her a stank look, turned back around and started back recording. That's when she was like, let me pick with her. Let me just continuously do stuff to get under her skin. So she is recording from behind me, but she is putting her phone up to here. And she trying to wave it around and like basically just keep bumping my head and bumping. There was like a tall guy who was beside us and bumping his shoulder. And I just like to her hand. And by then, clearly there's a problem. This girl is like doing too much. And so she was like, don't touch my phone. Don't touch my effing phone. And I ignored it again. Because at this point, I don't know, once you reach a certain age, I was 21. So I'm very mature. But I had thought in my head, like, I don't have time for this. It's not cute, in my opinion, to go around fighting. And I reached that age to where I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to assault nobody over nothing small. Now it'll be different if I'm defending myself, but I'm not about to walk around picking no fight. And plus, I think she was drunk. I'm going to just blame it on the fact that she was drunk because she smelled like alcohol. Otto did something on stage where she was like making us like rock or something like that, and as we rocking and stuff, she keep trying to rock and get in front of us. Me and my sister. Us is me and my sister. I guess I didn't clarify that, but she kept trying to get in front of us. But this time she moved to this side, so it was my sister, me, and a tall dude. She moved on this side because the tall dude, I didn't think she wanted no smoke with him, but she was taller than me, even in my heels. And you know, I'm a tall girl, so she was like a giant. She tried to like push in front of me and my sister, and we was close together. It's not like it was like space in between us. No, we was like this close together, and she just tried to shove her way through. And so me and we did like this at the same time to push her back. And after that, she was like, man, move. Trying to run past us and there's nowhere where you can go. It's not like we were, there was like a gap or anything like that. When I tell you this place was so small and it was way too many people in there that she didn't have anywhere to go. So her pushing us forward, we're just all up on the person in front of us. I can't remember how long that went on, but it went on for a minute of her just trying to get through and us like passive aggressively trying to knock her back. And I just remember that I couldn't even enjoy the concert because she kept doing it and she kept like basically bothering us. That last time that I shoved her, I like looked back at her and I was like, huh. And she pushed me. She pushed the world out of me. Well, it wasn't like I fell or nothing like that, but she had pushed me enough to where I kind of bumped into the girl in front of me. Once she had pushed me, Audrey, my sister, her name's Audrey, Audrey pushed her. Audrey was like, and boom, pushed the dog mess out of her. The girl, she went like this at me. And you know what I did? I just sat there. And she didn't hit me. But I think what it was that she wanted me to hit her. I was not trying to get kicked out of no concert. And you know, it's so embarrassing that Lotto stopped. Well, she didn't stop singing, but it was like a transition moment or something like that. And she had looked at us. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so ghetto. Like, I'm literally embarrassed. I didn't do anything back because there was like a crowd of her friends, or I don't even know if they was together. I want to say they was because they was like hyping her up, and it was just me and my sister. So we was going to get jumped. It wasn't going to be because my sister wasn't going to just let her hit me. Once I swung, I could tell what type of timing she was on. If I would have swung, my sister would have swung after. I just looked at her, just like whatever. And I just let it go. And she ended up getting in front of us. And she was like, yeah, that's what I thought. She started singing and swaying and stuff like that to Lotto. And I was like, it must be embarrassing to be her. Like, you really did the most for Lotto to see you when you look like a hood rat. I looked over at my sister and I was like, you ready to go? And she was like, yeah, girl, come on, let's go. It was 2-something in the morning and I still had like a 3-month-old at the house and whatnot. And my sister, she was like, are you okay? You good? And I was like, well, thank you for pushing her. I said, but nah, I'm good. I said, I'm too mature to be out here fighting. And as soon as she pushed me, I was like, I don't want to go to jail. I was my son's supply of food because he wasn't on any type of Similac formula or anything like that. And he was too young for baby food. And I wanted to breastfeed him. That was my decision. So I was like telling her, I chose my son. I chose thinking about him and the outcome instead of my pride. Because I know people were like, oh, she's scared. She was scary. No, it didn't have to do none about me being scary. But if we would have got to fight, I was thinking all this in that split second of her after she pushed me. If we would have got the fine and security would have took us out, who knows if they would have jumped us when we got outside. Who knows if it would have been like just a big brawl or something like that and we would have went to jail. I don't know. I feel like the outcome wasn't going to end good with me trying to just defend myself in a way that was irrelevant. Because I could have always, have chosen to walk away. But if I would have chosen to fight, I don't know how good the outcome would have been. Me and my sister, we was like skipping away to the car because we was tired anyway. Like we was wearing heels all day. My breasts were hard as rocks. And she's vegan, so she couldn't eat anything in there. Well, I didn't eat anything in there either. And I was trying to eat healthier at the time for my son. So I didn't want no bar food or no, just greasy food. We were hungry. We were feet hurting. And just by being annoyed, it was crowded. We were sweating. And so we took the, walk of shame. And we walked to the car after being punked. Well, I don't even want to say that because she was immature anyway. Yeah, so that was basically it for the story time. I know it wasn't as long, it wasn't as juicy. That's what happened. I didn't sugarcoat nothing. And there was some more things that happened earlier, like some different girls giving us different looks. But they wasn't on no fighting type of time, and they was just being weird. All in all, do I think I would go to another concert? I don't know. It got to be something at a location that's not small, and it got to be like separated. General admission versus VIP has to be separated because I didn't think it was fair that she got in front of us. And not to say that she didn't pay like the silver or whatever. I know she didn't pay VIP because there was only a certain amount of us who did, and I seen them when they came in. But not to say, like, I don't know what she paid. I know it wasn't what I paid. And I don't feel like it was right there. She could just She could just bump into people and get to the front when she didn't pay for the front. That was my story. Before closing out this video, I want to show y'all the end results of my hair. And I only redid the first 2 rows. So the rest of my hair still look like a lot of new growth. But if you like this video, please click that like button. I want you to subscribe to my channel. Do it. Subscribe right now. Do it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.